Thank you, Jose. And good morning, everyone. Namaste. Thanks so much for coming this morning, and a very big thank you to Jose and his entire team for putting together this very nice event on a very important topic that is especially relevant to us at Swissnex and our partners ETH Zurich. We have here today a small delegation with Ricarda Stampa, right over there from the city of Aarau, and Stefan Klauser, who is the project lead at ETH Zurich. I will keep my remarks rather short. But as I was preparing for this speech yesterday, I was thinking, how does data affect my own personal life? I just want to ask you, do a short survey, like who has been using Google Maps this morning to find Shangri-La? Ah, see, there you go. Quite a few people. So for me, can we start the presentation? So for me, that's a little bit the first thing I was thinking of, how data and related to cities has impacted my life over the last 10 years. And I remember 2008, I was then in North America, in Canada, and I visited Boston, MIT, together with a delegation. And so by then we knew what Google Maps is doing. It was basically a static map of a city, and it was just right after the iPhone came out. Does it? Okay, so maybe I just continue. So basically, we were looking at the map, and they were telling us that in the future, those Google Maps would show you how much traffic you would encounter on the street. It was 2008, and at that time, it seemed really incredible that you could do something like that. But with the increasing data, actually, that we produce with our iPhones, with any other IoT devices that we have, today, actually, it's become very normal to kind of look at the traffic, and it actually influences your behavior right away. So I'm not sure whether you changed the route this morning to come here to Shangri-La. But me, before I go anywhere here in Bangalore, I'm looking at, where are the biggest red lines that I should be avoiding. So that's a little bit how Google Map looked 10 years ago, as some of you might remember. And that was yesterday evening, actually, a bit unusually blue for Bangalore. But basically, that's how you change your behavior, right? So I was asking, okay, so those kind of data really impact the way we move from point A to point B. So it makes it more efficient, but does it change our behavior when it comes to sustainability? And one could argue that Google Maps is doing that, maybe not. I think it would be interesting to look into that, how it changes in terms of sustainability. But there's another example that I would like to mention in that city here. Anyone knows which city I'm referring to? It's written very small there. So that's the city of Bern, the capital of Switzerland, as you know. This city has the river Aare, and about 30 years ago, you would find that. A lot of foam on that river. So lakes, rivers were heavily polluted in Switzerland not too long ago, actually. And that really has changed quite a bit. It has changed because policymakers have enacted new legislation, new regulations. There have been lobby groups, especially the fishermen, that actually have been pushing for cleaner lakes because fish was suffering from that. And I think one really important role in that process was actually this research institute, EAVAC, which was founded 75 years ago, or a bit more than 75 years ago, which is the Federal Institute for Aquatic Research. And they have really systematically and very aggressively collected data on anything related to water in Switzerland. And their data, the collection of their data, their insights, their recommendations have really been influencing the policy debates in Switzerland. And so if you go to Switzerland today, you might encounter these kind of images. So that's right next to the Ministry of Science and Technology in Switzerland. I worked there for 4 years, and during lunchtimes, we would actually change our clothes and jump into the river for a little hour. So it really affected the way we perceive quality of life in Switzerland. And so I think here in both examples you have data, research that has been pushed to really kind of change the way we experience and live the city. So how does this relate to what we do here in India? Joe said it, I'm working for Swissnex. Swissnex is a initiative of the Swiss government to promote innovation, research and education throughout the world. So we're connecting with the leading innovation hubs in the world. So we're in San Francisco, Boston, Shanghai, Rio de Janeiro, and since 2010 here in Bangalore. And so our mission is really to connect, as we say, the dots in education, research and innovation by bringing context, so advising, consulting our partners back in Switzerland, making connections, of course, and hoping that those connections will eventually lead to collaboration. So we curate dialogues, we create platforms to facilitate those collaborations, and all around that we create visibility. Of course for Switzerland, but also for India in Switzerland. Show our Swiss partners what India has to offer, what kind of opportunities India has to offer. And so we work a lot with startups, we work a lot with universities and innovative companies. So as I mentioned, we are different places in the world, 5 places plus then with the science counselors, we have 25 locations all over the world. And this is our team, we're around 20 people. We have an innovation team, a startup team, communication team, and academic team. So I think some of you have already been working with, and I hope that there are always more people joining our events. So we have decided over the last 12 months to define focus areas where we see the most opportunities between Switzerland and India for collaboration in innovation and research. So we've defined 4, I would say, rather broad, large areas. Deep tech, so working currently on blockchain, working on drones, drone policy, blockchain policy. We're working on renewable energy. Just about a few weeks ago, we had a large delegation coming from Switzerland, discovering the rapid changes here in the Indian market when it comes to renewable energy. Health tech, we are organizing a big event in April of this year, focusing on digital health. And the 4th point, sort of broadly named Science for Society, and there's sort of a subtopic, Sustainable Cities. I think that's where there's a lot of opportunities for collaboration between the 2 countries, and we'll hear one example today from ETH Zurich. It's also something we've been doing actually the last couple of years, and maybe just to mention some examples, how we fostered knowledge exchange in the domain, in the field of smart cities. So a few years ago, before my time actually, there was this initiative called Data Canvas, where our Swissnex office in San Francisco has launched this initiative where we were gathering, or first actually building sensors to collect data on dust, on humidity, on various indicators, sensors that the communities had built themselves. People took home the sensors and were gathering data. With all this data, we then did like a visualization contest. So artists, designers would then receive that data and try to visualize how the different cities all over the world, from Shanghai, San Francisco to Bangalore, have experienced the city in terms of those indicators. Another more recent event is an event that we work together with the Future Cities Lab of ETH Zurich in Singapore. They have a large research group, about 100 people working on future cities, and there's now also looking at other geographies. And so we had one representative that was looking at data-driven urban planning, so how data can help us to have a better urban planning system. We then also work very closely with the Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, SDC, which is a strong focus on cities, a program called Capacities, which some of you might know, where it's about reducing greenhouse gases in 4 Indian cities. And so there, together with the IIHSS here in Bangalore, which is part of that project, we have also organized another platform on broadly called sustainable urbanization. And last but not least, water, of course, a big topic. The research institution that I mentioned before, EAVAC, has been doing a large study on small treatment plants, STPs, small-scale treatment plants, all over India. The largest study so far funded by the Melinda Gates Foundation. And so together with them, we actually have presented the results of this 2-year-long project. So these are various sort of points for interaction between Switzerland and India on the topic of smart cities. And another way actually that we do it as well is working directly with companies here in India and in Switzerland. So for instance, I know we also have some representatives of Bosch here. We have a collaboration with Bosch where we actually scout for Swiss technologies in various sectors, including healthcare, but also the smart cities and IoT sector, where we're looking, okay, what can Swiss startups bring to the Indian market? How would we have to adapt those technologies to the specific circumstances of India? And that's where Swissnex not only identifies those technologies, but also coaches startups to understand better how the Indian market works. So a very nice collaboration with Bosch. Another example is Swiss Post, which, by the way, was ranked as the most innovative postal agency in the world. And they just recently have launched a pilot project which would bring blood samples from the hospitals to the research labs with a drone. So drones, also a big topic that we work with Swiss Post and other sort of technologies that relate to smart cities. And so Swiss Post here is actually now in touch with some Indian startups that have some interesting technologies. And I have already mentioned renewable energy solutions. So that's where we mandated with the Swiss Federal Office for Energy, where we're looking at solar solutions, at battery solutions. And now for this year, I think we want to focus on electric mobility, a big topic here in India, as you all know. So it says here time is up in red, big red, so time is up. I have to finish here. But I'm very happy to be here and open for any discussions afterwards during the coffee break. Thanks again, Joes, for organizing. And I finish here. Thank you so much.